Hello, dear students and test takers. Welcome back to my Grammar for Success channel. I'm Koresh Babu, a retired lecturer in English from Hyderabad. In today's video, I'm going to teach you about the spotting errors in pronouns. Okay, and this grammatical aspect is going to be very important for all your competitive examinations. Therefore, I request all of you to watch this video till the end without skipping it in the middle. If at all you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel, and if possible, please share it with your near and dear ones. Okay, thank you so much, and now let's get into the video. So here directions are given. What is that? Find out the part of that sentence that has an error. If there is no error, mark D, no error, as your answer. These directions you know pretty well because you are in the habit of writing competitive examinations. Therefore, definitely you must have some idea about these instructions. Before going on to the you can say sentences, I would like to tell you one important thing. What is that? Yes, in the spotting error questions, a question will be divided either into 3 parts or into 4 parts apart from the no error part. So whether a sentence is divided into 3 parts or 4 parts, that doesn't make any big difference. But what matters is you have to choose that part of the sentence that contains a grammatical error. Okay, that thing you have to choose. That is very important. And now let us take up the sentences like this. Okay, the first one is there. It is well said that one should respect the religions of others as much as his own. So no error part is there. Okay, now if you observe this sentence, you find that in the A part there is no mistake, it is all right. Okay, in the B part there is no mistake. In the C part also there is no mistake. The part in which the grammatical error lies is only the D part. Okay, in the last part only there is a mistake. What kind of mistake is there? Why is that a mistake? Let us understand that. So this is what is that? A main clause. Okay, and this is the subordinating clause beginning with that. So in this subordinate clause, what is that? The sentence is beginning with one. And you know very well, whenever a sentence begins with one, and in that sentence, his or her should not be used, okay, but only once should be used. This is very important. So after this, you must use only once and not his or her. So in the examination, what happens, the test giver will give you definitely either his or her. Of course, your job is only to show where the mistake lies. That is only your job and nothing more than that, and you need not correct it. Of course, I am telling you the correction of sentence, and you have to replace this word by once. Come on, let's go to the next one. Okay, what is that? She, you and I will lead this delegation together. So if you observe this sentence, in the B part there is no mistake. In the C part there is no mistake. In this sentence, only 3 parts are given. B part, C part, there are no mistakes. Okay, leave this no error part. That is always there in every sentence. Don't worry about that. But in the A part there is a mistake. What mistake is there? Here the persons are mentioned in a wrong manner. The persons are mentioned in a wrong manner. Whenever you happen to mention the persons, first of all, you have to mention the second person first, then the third person, then yourself or the first person last. Okay, that should be the order. First, second person, then third person, then first person. This is the order, and against this order, here the mistake is given. First, third person is used, then second person, then first person. That's why this order is wrong, and this is the right one. Please, if you want to know about all these things, please refer to my or watch my videos that I have made on correction of sentences in pronouns, part 1, part 2, part 3. Very important for all your competitive examinations, banking examinations, staff selection commission, and here what is that TET, TET examination is there in Telangana region, for TET examination, for JLDL examination, and also for PGT, TGT examination. For all these competitive examinations, these 3 videos are very important. Correction of sentences in pronouns, part 1, part 2, part 3. Please watch them if at all you have not watched them. Right? According, in that I have mentioned it, the order of the persons must be like this, but here it is given like this. Therefore, it's a mistake. So what should be there? So it should be, what is it? You, second person must be mentioned here, then third person, like that. You, she, and you, it must be. Therefore, since the order of persons is wrongly given, this is going to be your answer. You have to show only the wrong part of the sentence. That's only your job. So in this, D part is the wrong one. So this is your answer. This is your answer. That's all. Now we go to the next one. What is that? It was her who got appointed chairman of the company. So if you observe this sentence, in the B part, who got appointed, no mistake. Chairman of the company, no mistake at all. Only in the A part, there is a mistake. What mistake is there? Here, if you observe this one, if you can remember the rule that I taught you in my earlier videos, correction of sentences in pronouns, that is mentioned. What is that? After the B form, there must be used only the subjective case pronouns and not the objective case pronouns. So, you know very well, B forms means what? Am, is, are, was, and were. So these are the B forms. After them, you have to use only the subjective case pronoun. Subjective case means I, we, you, he, she, it, they. These are the subjective case pronouns. That should be used here, but not as him, her, you, what is that? Them, as, us, me, not those subjective case, objective case pronouns. So here, objective case pronoun is used. That's why this part is a mistake. What is the subjective case pronoun of this objective case? She. So it should be there. It was she who got appointed chairman of the company. It must be like this. But here it is like, that's why A part is again a mistake part. Okay. And you go to the next one. What is the fourth one? Whenever we visit the foreign countries, okay, whenever we visit the foreign country, we should learn to adapt to local weather conditions. Okay, this is the sentence. And if you observe this sentence, when we visit the foreign countries, no mistake, right? We should learn to adapt. Okay, local weather conditions, no mistake. A part, C part, there are no mistakes. But only the B part, there is a mistake. What mistake is there? So here, you are using adapt. It's always used with an object. Certain verbs are always used with an object. If there is no object at all, we have to use a self pronoun. To fill that gap, we have to use a self pronoun. Here, to learn to adapt what? Nothing is given. So when you want to find out the object, you must question the verb with what. So here, if you question to learn or to adapt what? Nothing is there. Okay, so that means this adapt has no object. Then to fill that gap, you must use a self pronoun. What is the subject here? We. What is the self pronoun of that subject? Ourselves. So this ourselves must be here, but that is missing here. That's why this B part is a mistake. Okay, now fifth one is there. He is stronger than I. So this is a small sentence given here. In this sentence, he is okay, stronger okay than I. The C part, A part, B part okay, but the C part is not okay. Why? Because when you are comparing two persons, after than, you should use only, what is that, as objective case pronoun. You should say than I am. Only you should not. Subjective case pronoun you should not use. I, we, he, she, they, we should not use. Only if at all you want to use I, you can say the verb after that. If there is a verb, then it is all right. He is stronger than I am. Okay. But you cannot say he is stronger than I. In the old-fashioned English, this was okay. But in the modern English, this is not okay. You have to use the verb. Okay, than I am. And you can also say, to correct it, you can say, he is stronger than me. Me is also correct. Okay, you can say, than me, you can say, than I am also okay. But only I is not okay. That's why this part is a has a grammatical error. Now let's go to the next one. What is that? Now sixth one. During Dasra vacation, okay, you understand this? They went to their grandparents' village and enjoyed very much. So if you observe this sentence, in the A part, no mistake, right? To their grandparents' village, no mistake, right? But in the C part, that is, what is that? In the C part, that is the third part, there is a mistake. What mistake is there? See here, what is that? Enjoyed is a mistake. This is yet another verb, that it takes always an object. Adopt is there, that takes always an object. If at all an object is not used after this, we have to fill that gap by using a self pronoun. So you have to use here a self pronoun after this verb. So here there is no object. What's that? And enjoyed what? When you question the verb with what, you must get some answer. If you get that answer is called an object. If you don't get the answer, that means there is no object at all. And here you question this verb and enjoyed. Enjoyed what? Nothing is there. No answer you get. That's why this verb has no object beside it. So fill that gap, what should we do? We have to use the self pronoun, relevant self pronoun. What is the subject here? They. We are talking about they. What is the self pronoun of this day? Themselves. So themselves we have to use. This is missing here. And enjoyed themselves very much. Then the sentence is correct. So we are learning how to correct it, of course, but in the examination, you have to simply show what is that, the part that contains an error. So the C part is the answer of you. Okay, because in that part there is a grammatical mistake, right? You go to the next sentence. The principal asked the student what village he came from. Okay, if you observe this sentence, in the A part there is no mistake, in the C part there is no mistake, only in the B part there is a mistake. Okay, the principal asked the students, absolutely all right. He came from, absolutely all right. But what village is not correct. What village you should not say. Which village? What village you should not say. Which village? When you are asking for certain things, specifically when you are questioning specifically, you must use which. Okay, which is used to mention a thing specifically, which village he came from. So this which is missing, which is wrong, what is used wrongly here. That's why this B part is has an error, and this is going to be the answer, right? And you go to the eighth one. The teacher wanted to know who of the students broke the glass jar in the laboratory. So here, if you observe this sentence, the teacher wanted to know, absolutely correct, and broke the glass jar in the laboratory, correct. But who of the students? This B part has a grammatical error. What is that grammatical error? Here, you should not say who of the students. You should not say which of the students. Who of the students? You should not which of the students. Who is your father is general. Who is your brother? Okay. Who is your English teacher? Okay, that is, you have to say the name of that teacher and all that. Yeah, that's it. But which means, there are some students, out of them, which student? When specifically, this is asking that question. Which of the student? There are 10 students in that laboratory. Which of the students? You are specifically asking, out of 10 students, which student has broken the glass jar? That is the meaning. That's why you should not use who here. You should use which. That is the reason. Wrong. So this part has a grammatical error. So this is going to be the answer. Ninth one, the ruling BJP government stood for implementation of the farmers bill. You know about the farmers bill. Again, this farmers bill. Haryana, Punjab, Chandigarh farmers fought very vigorously against the government to abolish this bill and all that like that, and was ready to stake their political existence. So this is the latest example. So in this, if you observe this sentence, the ruling BJP government, okay, for implementation of the farmers bill, B part is okay, and was ready to stake their political. The C part is not okay. Why? Because we are talking about the BJP government. How do you refer to the BJP government? Which pronoun do you use for BJP government? You use it. Okay. First you say BJP government, then you say it. You refer to it by the pronoun it only, right? Because it comes under a thing, right? And here, unnecessarily their political existence. Their is used here. What should have been used there? You should have used there, what's that? Its a political existence. The BJP government was ready to take its political existence. Instead of using its, here their is used. It is wrongly used here. And you go to the next one, 10th one. This is the girl whom I think has stood top in the Indian Idol singing competition. So here, if you observe this sentence, this is the girl, okay, and top in the Indian Idol singing competition. C part is also okay, but B part has a mistake. What is that mistake? Whom I think is given. You should not use whom I think. You have to simply say who I think, who has stood. Whom has stood is not there. That's why whom is wrongly used here. Instead of who, they have used whom. So B part is your answer. And next, go to the next 11th one. I going there will not solve this complicated problem. It's very simple. So if you observe this sentence, B part will not solve, absolutely all right. This complicated problem, absolutely all right. But A part has a mistake. What is that mistake? Here, I going is a mistake. Why? You cannot say I going. What should you say? My going. My going there. My going there. My going there will not solve this complicated problem. My going. So instead of saying my, here it is used. That's why this A part is has a mistake, and that is your answer. Go to the next one. What is that? As it was Sunita's first interview, she dressed her in her most formal clothes. So here again, so if you observe this sentence, you find that A part is absolutely all right, C part is absolutely all right, D part is also okay, but in the B part there is a mistake. In her most formal clothes, correct. Already in one of my earlier videos, I have told you, whenever you read whenever you are answering a spotting error question, you should not read the question in parts, but as a sentence as a whole. Then only you understand where the mistake is lying. Okay, right. And as it was Sunita's, okay, first interview, she dressed in her most formal clothes. Okay, these are all. But in this, there is a mistake. What is that? Dressed is there. This dressed is also a verb, What is that? That takes an object. She dressed whom? She dressed her. Who is that her? No. She dressed, it should have been, she dressed herself. The self pronoun must be there after that. Dressing others is one point. Dressing oneself is also there. You can dress up yourself. Okay. You can dress up others also. Your daughter is there, your son is there. You are dressing up her. She dressed herself. She dressed herself means she put on clothes on herself. That is, so this herself is missing. The self pronoun is missing, and that's why this B part is a mistake. 13th one is there. In compliance with this program, all the educational institutions are directed to inculcate patriotism in each and every one of its pupils. So this is the sentence. If you have observed this sentence, you find that there is no grammatical error in this A part. B, all the educational institutes are directed, no mistake. Oh, sorry, let me tick it right. Okay. To inculcate patriots, okay. A, B, C, no mistakes at all. And let us observe this D part. In each and every one, sorry, this is not there. In each and every one of its peoples. Its peoples. Here, what mistake is there? In each and every one of its peoples is not correct. Because you are talking about the educational institutions. Institutions means, what pronoun do you use for that? You use they for that. Okay. Educational institutions, how do you refer to them? You say they. And what should be the possessive case of they? So about the subject case pronouns, object case pronouns, possessive case pronouns, self pronouns, I gave you a big list, clear-cut list in my earlier video, pronoun and kinds of pronouns. Please watch that video so that you can understand this. For they, the possessive case is their, not its. So wrong, its is wrongly used instead of their, its is used. That's why this D part is a mistake, and D part is your answer, right? Go to the 14th one. Whatever the film that which you watch, try your best to follow only the good in it. Okay, if you observe this one, whatever the film, absolutely right. Okay, try your, okay, best to follow, okay, and what is that? A, B, C. This should have it. This should not be here. Okay. and a CD. No, D is also okay. This is a typographical problem. Try your best to follow. This is not there. C part, A part okay, C part okay, D part okay, and only in the B part there is a mistake. What mistake is there? Come on, here two relative pronouns are used, one and two. That used and which used. These are the two relative pronouns. Okay, only one of them you should have used. So whatever the film that you watch, that is correct. Whatever the film which you watch, that is also correct. Okay, any one of them you should have used, but two relative pronouns you have used. That is why this part has a grammatical error, and here B is your answer, right? 15th one, ours is the only country in the world trying to become a global economic power with an uneducated labor force. Okay, if you have observed this sentence, you find that okay, our is the only and the country in the world. Okay, this is absolutely okay. Trying to become a global economic power. Okay, and uneducated labor force with an uneducated. These are so D. This should be B. B, C, D. These three parts are okay. Only in the A part there is a mistake. Why? It is clearly visible. It's visible. You can see, find that. What is that? Our. You cannot say our is there. Our is a possessive case. Okay. In possessive case there are two forms. My, our, your, his, her, their are called possessive case adjectives, possessive adjectives. And the other one, mine, ours, yours, his, hers, theirs. These are called what is that? Possessive case pronouns. These are possessive adjectives. These are possessive case pronouns. So here, that's why our is the so possessive case pronouns. Possessive adjectives are used always with a noun. Our college. There must be a noun beside that. Our college, our mobile, our bike, our house. Okay, our fields. After our, there must be a noun. But ours is there. Another possessive case pronoun. So beside it, nothing is to be used. They are not used with a noun. So here, ours is supposed to be here. Ours is the ours. Ours means ours. Ours is the only country. Instead of saying ours is the country, he said our is the country. He said that's why this A part is a mistake part. Okay. And 16th one is there. Our soldiers were better drilled than that of enemies. So here, if you observe this sentence, our soldiers, okay, were better, okay, drilled than, okay, comparative adjectives. You are comparing soldiers with enemies. But this D part is not okay. Why? Here you are comparing soldier with enemies. Okay, our soldiers were drilled better than that of enemies. You should not say. You have to say, because this is plural, you have to say those are. You should say those of enemies. Our soldiers were better drilled than those of enemies. Not that of enemies, because that of is singular, those of is plural. Here plural word is there, so you have to use plural one. So this D part is a mistake part. Now let's go to the next one. And then 17th one. There is no doubt about me contesting in the next by-elections. So if you observe this one, there is no doubt, okay, in the next by-elections, okay, but in the B part there is a mistake. What mistake is there? So about me contesting, you cannot say about me contesting, about my contesting. About my contesting in the next by-elections. There's no doubt about my contesting. Instead of saying my, he has used me, and therefore this part is an error part or grammatically incorrect part, right? And you go to the next one, 18th one. The number of buses plying on this route is more than on our route. Okay, here the number of buses, okay, absolutely, plying on this route, okay, is more than on our route. This is not okay. Why? Is more than after the, because you are comparing the number of buses plying on this route, with the buses plying on our route. On this route, on our route. Two routes are there. On this route, on our route. Two routes are there. So you are comparing the buses plying. Plying means moving or running on this route and on our route. So two routes are mentioned. So when you are comparing them, you should say more than on our route is wrong. Why? You have to say more than that of on our route. More than that of on our route. The number of buses plying on this route is this is singular, so here singular is there, here plural those of. Singular, that of. Okay, more than that of on our route, you have to say. This that of is missing here. That's this C part is a mistake part, right? 20th one, 19th one, being an orphan, she admitted him to an orphanage. Okay, interesting one. Being an orphan, okay, if you observe this sentence, you find that this B part is absolutely okay. She admitted him, okay. To an orphanage, absolutely okay. B and C parts are okay. But this A part is not okay. Why? Because being an orphan, who is an orphan? Whether she or him, who is that orphan? That is not there. It's not clear. What should be there? She admitted him to an orphanage. She is admitting him to an orphanage means this is an orphan. But here it is not saying that. So to make it clear, we should say he, comma, being an orphan, he being an orphan, she admitted him to the orphanage. So the subject is missing here, and that's why this part has a grammatical error. Right, you go to the next one, 20th one. Anybody can get their health checked up in a government hospital. So here, yes, if you observe this sentence, anybody, no mistake, can get, no mistake, yes, what is that, D part, checked up in a government hospital, D part, no mistake. A, B, D, no mistake at all. Only in the C part there is a mistake. Why? Yes, anybody means, anybody refers to his or her. But since here, when sex is not mentioned, you must use only his after this anybody. But here, unnecessarily, there is used, and you should have used his. When you don't know the sex object, you must use his. But here, there is used. That's why this is a mistake. This part is going to be your answer. Right? So 21st one must not be blind to his own faults. So no error, right? So if you observe this sentence, one, okay, must, okay, not be blind, okay. So A, B, C, these three parts are okay, but this D part is not okay. Why? Because when the sentence begins with one, there must not be again in the sentence his or her. Either his or her should not be there. What should be there? Once must be there, okay? Once, apostrophe S, okay? Once. One must not be blind to one's own faults, okay? One's own faults, right? Because of that, because this once is missing here, this D part is a mistake. That is our answer. And you go to the next one. What is that? May I know who you support in the next by-election? May I know? Okay, this part is okay. In the next by-election, okay. But in the second part, B part, there is a mistake. What is that? May I know who you support is not the right. Whom you support. Yes, where whom is to be used in the examination, the test giver will use who. Where who is to be used, there the test giver will give you whom. Like that, he will give a wrong thing and he will try to confuse you. Who you support is not the right one. Whom you support. Therefore, this B part is the part. Okay. Then, despite the doctor's strict warning, okay, he continued taking sugar in his coffee. So, look at this sentence. And in this sentence, if you observe it, in the A part, there is no mistake. Despite the doctor's strict warning, absolutely correct. He continued taking, B part is okay, no mistake at all. Sugar in his coffee. There is a mistake. What mistake is there? So you cannot say in his coffee, in my coffee, in his, like that. You should say in coffee. That's enough. You should say sugar in coffee. It's general. He continued taking sugar in coffee. He continued taking sugar in tea, something like that. But in his coffee, in my coffee, not like that. So this is the unnecessarily used here. That's why the C part is a mistake part. Now let's go to the next one. Had I known of his arrival, I would have gone to the railway station to receive. So this is a beautiful sentence. Had I known, no mistake. Of his arrival, no mistake. I would have gone, oh, no mistake. To the railway station to receive. Here is a mistake. Why? Yes, to the railway station. To receive is a mistake. You should say to receive him. Why did you go to the railway station? To receive him. But you have stopped the sentence to receive. To receive whom? That is not mentioned here. So, since it is missing here, this is a wrong part. Okay, grammatically incorrect sentence. 25th one. There were 6 lazy boys and 4 industrious ones in our class. Okay. So if you observe this sentence, there were okay, 6 boys, lazy boys, okay, and 4 industrious, 1 in our class is okay. A part, B part, D part, okay, but C part is not okay because 4 industrious, 1 is there. You should say once. If there is 1 person, you say 1. If there are many persons, once. O-N-E-S without an apostrophe. Okay. 4, he is mentioning 4. 4 industrious. Industrious means hard-working ones. Hardworking fellows. Instead of mentioning again boys, he has used it that once, but here only 1 use it. That's why the C part is a mistake part. Now let's go to the next one. What is that? The man who they thought to be a gentleman is a rogue. If you observe this sentence, the man, okay, no mistake. As to be a gentleman, C part is okay. Is a rogue, is a okay. But only the B part there is a mistake. What mistake is there? Who they thought. No, who, okay, who they thought you should, who, I have already told you, where who is to be used, where whom is to be used in the examination, who is given, where who is to be used, whom is given, like that. So here, the man whom they thought to be a gentleman. So, who is not correct. So, this B part is a mistake, right? So, 27, the moment he saw his father, he ran to him and hugged. So, this is a simple sentence. The moment, okay, saw his father, okay, he ran to him, okay, and hugged, not okay. Because here, hugged, whom? Hugged means embraced. Whom? That is not mentioned here. Ran to him, okay, hugged him. This pronoun is missing here. This objective case pronoun. Hugged whom? Hugged her, or me, or him, who? So here he ran to him and hugged him. This him is missing here. Therefore, since it is missing, this D part is a grammatically incorrect sentence. Okay. And the 28th one, because of me being late, I was not allowed to get into examination hall. No error. So here, if you observe this sentence, A part, okay, I was not allowed, okay, B part is okay, and C part to get into the examination hall, okay. But here, this A part is not okay. Why? It's because of me being late is not correct. My being. Me being is wrong. Because of me being late, no. Because of my being late, you should have said. So since it is wrongly used, this A part is a mistake. Okay, and you go to the next one, 29th one. The public are requested to remain in its respective seats. So here, the public means the people. So public in the British English, public is considered to be a singular one. But in American English, it is considered to be a plural one also. They consider it as a plural word. Public are. That's why the public are. The public are requested, public means the people, to remain in its seats. Here, what is that? This one is okay, this one is okay, this one is okay. Sorry. Yes, A part, B part, okay. But C part is not okay. It is because to remain in its seats. In its seats, not. You are talking about public. Public means people. That's why here in their seats. You should have said, in their respective seats. Since it is not used, it is used wrongly, this C part is a mistake. Now, 30th one, those applicants which the selection committee recommends for interview should contact the officers concerned without delay. This is a very beautiful statement. Those applicants, no mistake at all. For interview, no mistake at all. Should contact officers concerned without delay. This is also no mistake. Only in the B part there is a mistake. What mistake is there? Those applicants. Applicant means persons or candidates. Applicants means actually candidates. Candidates are who? They are persons. But here, which is used to refer to them. Which is a relative pronoun. This relative pronoun is wrongly used. This which is used, which the relative pronoun is used for things, places and animals. Okay. Things, animals, places, tap. But here applicants means candidates. Candidates means persons. For persons which is not used, what should we use? Who? Sorry, whom? Those applicants whom the selection committee recommends. Whom the selection committee recommends for interview. Yes, should. So here which is wrongly used to refer to the candidates whom should have been used for that. Okay, here that is why this B part is a mistake. 31st one, she is on one of the few people whom I think might be good at the job. So here, if you observe this sentence, you find that the A part is okay, and one of the few people okay, okay, whom I think C part, okay, D part is okay, might be good at the job, okay. But here C part is not okay, because here whom I think is wrong. I have just now told you, in the place where whom is to be used, they give you who. Where who is to be used, whom is given. So here who is to be used, but wrongly whom is given. That's why the C part is a mistake. Who I think is correct, but whom I think is not correct. Right. 32. It is only the best which we can do in the present circumstances. Very interesting, very important. It is okay. Only the best okay. In the present circumstance, D is okay. A, B, D. These three parts are absolutely correct. But the C part is wrong. Why? Which is wrong? Which the relative pronoun is wrongly used here. How? Because this which should not be used to refer to the, what is that, superlative. There is a rule, after the superlative degree adjective now, which should not be used. You should use only that. This point I made it clear in the correction of sentences. Okay, part 3 very clearly. Please, most of the youngsters are not watching these videos. They are very, very useful and helpful for all your competitive examinations. Please watch them and benefit from them. That's what my you can say request to you all is, right. And here only the best. Before the superlative adjectives, we should use only the that. That is a relative pronoun, which is also a relative pronoun. But this is not used. Only this is used, because best is the superlative adjective. 33rd one, each girl was given a bunch of flowers, which pleased her very much. So here, if you observe this sentence, given a bunch of flowers, B part is okay, and C part is also okay. And here, A part is not okay, because each girl, each is used when there is a group of limited numbers. When there is a group of limited number of students or boys or girls, or persons, whoever it is, then you can use. Suppose there are 10 boys sitting there. Each boy is given a flower. Each girl is given. Then you say that. But when you want to speak in general, no, you should say every. Every means all girls, unlimited number. That's why every girl was given a bunch of flowers. That is very important. It is not fitting here, because this is used in a restricted sense. Every is a general sense. So every girl was given a bunch of flowers, which pleased very much. Each girl was okay, which pleased her very much, right. And this A part is the mistake part. 34. These kind of books are worth reading. This is a small sentence. If you observe this sentence, these is okay, kind of is okay, and all are okay. But here, what is the mistake? Before kind of, these should not be used. Wrong. A part is wrong. B, C, D are okay. Kind of is okay, books are okay, worth reading okay. But before kind of, we should not use this. Okay. Already I have mentioned this rule in my third video, part 3 video of correction of sentences in pronouns. Last rule, this was last rule. What is that? Kind of. What is that? Kind of, sort of, type of. Okay. Type of. Before them, we should not use these or those. You should not use. Kind of is there. Before these is, no, you should not use. That's why this. What should we use? This you have to use. This kind of is okay. You cannot say these kind of is not okay. So that's why A part is a mistake. Right. 35th one. If I were him, I would have taught those cheats a lesson. Okay. Cheats. Okay. If I were him, A part, B part, C part. B part, I would have taught. Okay. C part, those cheats a lesson. Okay. See, one who cheats is called a cheat. There's no word like cheater. But most of the young students say that he's a cheater, especially girls say he's a cheater. Like, don't say, there's no word like cheater, but only cheat is there. Okay, leave it. Okay, if I were him, I would have. So B part okay, C part okay. This A part is not okay, because after the B form, you should use only, what is that? The subjective case pronoun, not the objective case pronoun. But here, objective case pronoun is wrongly given. What is the subjective case pronoun of him? He. This should have been here, but wrongly this is used. That's why this A part is a mistake, right? The three brothers worked in Mumbai and they supported each other. Here, the three brothers, okay, this part is okay. Worked in Mumbai, okay. Yes, they, okay, and they supported each other. This is not okay. When you are talking about three brothers, you should not use each other. You should say one another. Each other is used to refer to two persons or two things. One another is used to refer to more than two persons. But here three brothers means you should use one another. Instead of this, here each other is used. And that's why this D part is a mistake. Are you following me? About this also in my earlier videos, you can find, right? They are called, what is that? Reciprocal pronouns. One of. Okay, so 37th one is, being a terribly hot day, we remained indoors watching the movie. So here, yes, here this B part is okay and C part okay. Hot day okay. We remained indoors watching the movie okay. But this being a terrible hot day is there. Okay, being a terrible, this is there. What should you say? We are talking about, in one part of the sentence we are talking about the day. In other part of the sentence we are talking about we. So to separate them, we should use the subject. Subject means it being a terrible day. It being a terribly hot day, it is missing here. Two things are there. In this subject, the subject of the sentence is it. The subject of the sentence is we. Two sentences are clubbed here. So you have to, when the subjects are different, the subject must be used at the beginning of the sentence. It being a terribly hot day, we remained indoors watching the movie. So this A part is a mistake. 38th one. Those sort of business people usually do not try to evade the tax. Okay, B part no mistake, C part no mistake, but only in the A part there is a mistake. What mistake is there? Sort of is there. Just now I have told you about this. Before sort of you should not use those, these, those or these. No, what should you say? Since those is given, you should say that sort of. If this is given, this sort of. If those is given, that sort of. But you are not to correct this part. Only you have to show that this part has a grammatical error. And go to the next one, 39th one. My father does not like me going to the pictures every day. Pictures means movie. Okay, you know that, right? My father does not like me. So if you observe this sentence, my father, no problem, no mistake, doesn't like, no, to the pictures every day, okay. But only me going is a mistake. Why? Because here me going means, you should not say, you have to say my going. My going is there. You should say my going. Instead of saying my going, you cannot say me going, I going. No, my going. Okay. Therefore, this C part is the mistake. Next. Okay. 40th one. Mohan and myself have made all the arrangements of the function. So if you observe this sentence, B part is okay and C part is okay. Only the A part is a mistake. Why? Because Mohan and myself. You should not use a self pronoun either in the subject place or in the object place. Herself is going to college. You cannot say a self pronoun cannot be used in the place of the subject or in the place of the object. Okay. Mohan and myself. You should say Mohan and I. Mohan and I. Since I is not used here and myself is wrongly used here, this A part is a mistake. And here 41st one, the candidates who we have selected are smart, young and ambitious. Okay. Here if you observe this sentence, the candidates A part is okay and selected are C part is okay. Smart, young and ambitious D part is okay. But B part is not okay. Why? Who we have is given. No, we have to say whom we have. Whom we have selected. I have been telling you right from the beginning. Where who is to be used, they give you whom. Where whom is to be used, they give who. Here whom is to be used, but who is given. But in the examination, they give wrong things. only to test your knowledge of English. 42nd one, Mr. Sudhakar, our representative, he will attend the meeting on our behalf. This is a small sentence, but Mr. Sudhakar, our representative, absolutely correct. He will attend the meeting on our behalf. On our behalf is correct, but this B part is not correct. Why? Already you have mentioned the subject. Again you are mentioning this subject. This is unnecessary. So already subject is mentioned. Again you are mentioning it. What is this? Okay, that's a mistake, right? So B part is a mistake, then your answer will be B part, right? And you go to the next one, 43rd. The Commissioner of Higher Education has given her its consent to work on deputation. The Commissioner of Higher Education has given her its consent to work on deputation. This is the sentence. The Commissioner of, okay, Higher Education, okay, yes, has given her its consent, okay, to work on deputation, okay. But in the C part, there is a mistake. Here, what is that now? What is that? Commissioner of has given her what? Its consent. No, this is higher education. You are talking about commissioner. Commissioner is a man, IAS officer. But you cannot say its consent. You have to say his consent. He's an IAS commissioner, means he's an IAS officer. Can you call him its consent? No, his consent. So this is missing here, and it is wrongly used in this. That's why C part is a mistake, right? 44th one, don't respect such persons who have no respect for elders. So this is an interesting one. Don't respect, no mistake at all. Okay, such persons, no mistake at all. For elders, no mistake. And in the C part, there is a mistake. Why? When this who is referring to this what's the antecedent beginning with such. Whenever the antecedent begins with such, here you should not use who, the relative pronoun, but you have to use that. About the use of the relative pronouns that and which, you please watch that video. The use of relative pronouns that and which. Very, very interesting, very, very important things I have dealt with, dealt in that video. Please watch that. So when the antecedent begins with such, you should not use the relative pronoun who, but that. So here it is missing. That's why this C part is a mistake, right? And here the terrorist which was chained tried to push away the police officer who was taking him to prison. So here terrorist, okay, and C. Try to push away the police officer, okay, and who was taking him to prison, okay, but this B part is not okay. Why? Here to refer to this person which is wrongly used. Actually to refer to the persons we should use who, whom and whose, and since it is the subject, we should use here who. The terrorist who was chained, that should be there, but which was chained is there, which is used for things, animals and places. You know that very well. So here, since it is wrongly used, this B part is a mistake. Okay. 46th one, as a teacher of mathematics, you are far better than he. Again, this is there. As a teacher of mathematics, you are far better than he. Now, here you is being compared with he. But here after than, you should not use pronoun in the nominative case. So pronoun in the subjective case. He is the subjective case pronoun. This should not be used. You should say, what is that? He is also you can say, or just him also you can say. Either this or this you should use, but not he. So A part is okay, B part is okay, C part is okay, but D part is not okay. So your answer. And you go to 47th one. Ours are the same problems that are yours. Okay. Here, if you observe this sentence, ours are okay, that okay, okay, the same problems okay, yours, D part okay. So A, B, D are okay, but the C part is not okay, because when that is the relative pronoun, that it is the antecedent of this that. But whenever the antecedent begins with the same, remember, when the antecedent begins with the same, here that should not be, the relative pronoun that should not be there, but as should be there. So here ours are the same problems as yours, not that yours. So this is the CE part is the mistake part. And you got the 48th one. It is him who has been caught red-handed while resorting to malpractice. So here, if you observe this sentence, you know, B part there is no mistake, C part there is no mistake. Only the A part there is a mistake. What is that? After B, we should use only the subjective case pronoun, but not the objective case pronoun. It's being frequently given. Okay, please remember that. You should use, what is the subject part of this? You know, he. It is he you should say, but it is him you should not say. Okay, this is wrong. So since this him is wrongly used here, this A part is a mistake. Now last but one sentence is, last month as he suffered from viral infection, he availed of a medical leave, no error. So here last month as he, okay, suffered from viral infection, okay, B part okay, and C part is not okay. Why? After this availed, availed is a special verb, after that avail, there must be used a self pronoun plus of. This is the rule for that. Avail plus self pronoun plus of. This is the rule for this. Availed. So here, what is the subject here? He. So you have to use after avail, the self pronoun of this subject. He availed himself. Of is already given, no problem. He availed himself of a medical leave. Don't say he availed medical leave. No, that's the usage of avail. The verb avail is very, different. You cannot use it as you please. So after the verb avail, a self pronoun is used plus of the preposition is also used. So here he availed himself of a medical leave. So this, since it is wrongly used here, so this C part is a mistake. And the last sentence here is, none of the two sisters has paid her exam fees. Okay, if you observe this sentence, none of is okay, okay, two sisters okay, has paid okay, her fees okay. So B part, C part, D part, these three parts are okay, but this A part is not okay, because when you are referring to two persons or two things, you must use either of or neither of. Either of means this or that, neither of means not this, not that. So either of, neither of refer to two persons or two places or two things. Okay, if there are more than two persons, then you can use none of. If there are only two persons, you can say neither of. So here only two persons are there. Instead of using neither of, he has used none of. Had there been more than two, for example, four sisters, take it from them, then this is correct. None of the four sisters, this is correct. Only two, since two sisters are here, you should say neither of. There should be neither of the two sisters. So this neither of must have been here, but none of is used here. That's why this A part is a mistake part. So in this way, in the spotting error questions, you have to identify that part of the sentence that contains a grammatical error. Dear students and test takers, please, I hope you have understood this video thoroughly well. And if necessary, please watch this video again and again, so that you can have a good command of the mistakes that have taken place in this video. Okay, with another beautiful video, I'll be back to you. Until then, see you all. Bye.